Good morning. Hello there, Match Fixer. And everyone else. It's Painting Toy Soldiers time. Continue with this. Hello, Paint Liquor. So yes, I started some more stuff on this and have just been plopping random bits and colours and stuff on here. Yes, hope everyone's had a wonderful week so far. I have. Oh, thanks, Train. Welcome. Yeah, Kingdom's Forlorn. It's sitting there. I've got it. G'day, Doms. I'm not sure when I will get around to playing it because, yeah, the next little while I've got quite a few games lined up to play. I've got Grim Coven coming soon, which I'm very excited for, and yeah, a couple of others sitting there. So I find it hard to play big long campaign games one after another, and I just did a recent Kingdom Death playthrough, so that's sort of, I find it difficult to invest that amount of time again on Kingdom's Forlorn, but it's sitting there ready for probably sometime early in the new year when I will delve deep into the world of Kingdom's Forlorn. It's all fully painted now, so Iron Galactus, I did, yes. I got Nucleope and the mounted Ash Bloom model. I'm going to get the Indomitable Survivors that I don't have, hopefully, on Black Friday. Nucleope, of course. Can't wait. And yeah, mounted Ash Bloom is absolutely stunning. So, I'm keen for that. I did not use boiling water, no. I actually used a heat gun. Boiling water is probably a safer way to do it than the heat gun. The heat gun, very easy to overdo it. Thanks, Train. Yeah, I like painting toys. I've been painting a lot longer than I've been playing board games. Got into Warhammer as a young lad. So yeah, to me, this hobby is actually painting. You know, board games and stuff is mostly about the painting for me. Favorite Warhammer faction? That's a great question. So when I first got into the game, into Warhammer, it was the Bretonnians and Lizardmen box set had just been released. So that was the time I started. So my very first faction was Lizardmen, and I bought the Warhammer box, and then I bought a Slann and a Stegodon. So that was like a huge investment for me at the time as a young man. But as I got older, I actually ended up working for Games Workshop for a few years, and that allowed me to purchase quite a few armies. But yeah, probably my favourite army was always vampire counts. I'm a sucker for undead factions and undead guys. So yeah, played a lot of undead in pretty much every game I played. I played Cricks in War Machine, vampire counts in Warhammer Fantasy. I did end up following quite a few things and playing quite a few things. So I had a collection of Chaos that was also pretty much every Chaos Warrior god, every Chaos god. I had a 2,500 point army for a Nurgle, Tzeentch, Slaanesh, and Khorne, and that was really awesome. I was stoked with that actually. And then I played Wood Elves. Wood Elves were really fun too. But yeah, it was definitely Undead was the number one faction for me. That was a cool time in my life actually, the old Warhammer days. I had a couple of great friends that I made during that time. One of whom I still play games with every week. Who I played games with last night. Koki, what a great man. Met him up at Toowoomba. So he's grew up in Toowoomba. And another friend of mine, Glenn, had another mate who lived up there, whose name was Pete Thornton. Old Pete, forgot about him. And he was having a Warhammer weekend, so Glenn and I drove up there, spent the weekend with Pete, and there I met Luke and Nathan Goodchild, a couple of other blokes, g'day Xtab, and yeah, we sat there playing Warhammer all weekend, which was awesome fun. But yeah, Luke and I ended up playing all sorts of games together. We played sport, we played touch football together, we played indoor soccer together. We played Warhammer, we played War Machine, played Guild Ball. And yeah, we still play board games every week. It's nice. He's a nice man. Yeah, Koki's been on stream a couple of times. He played Rebellion with me on stream, and that was great. Yeah. Paint Liquor, I was going to talk. Should I grab? Yeah, I'll grab my Spidey Keys and show you. I'm not going to do that. It's hard to get out. It's actually really hard to get out. I cut some of the legs as well. Made a triangle at the back of the legs, which then I use the heat gun to bend and glue them together. So I didn't just use the heat gun. I actually removed some of the material to allow me to get a bigger bend. Yeah, so Koki and I were chatting last night after we played a game of the old King's Crown, just the two of us, unfortunately. None of the other guys were free, but that was fine. And we played a game of Tapestry. Yeah. And we'd picked up the newest expansion for Twilight Imperium. So let's zoom in actually. Yeah, so Twilight Imperium is just this fucking wild game. If you've never heard of it, that's probably fair. But it is this sprawling behemoth of a space game, an opera. And it's probably one of the longest games you'll ever play. It takes us. We play a game of Twilight Imperium in about 4 hours. Most people reckon it's a whole day. Yeah, it's absolutely massive. You have this huge map. You have these missions that you're trying to complete. You're spreading across the board, building galactic fleets, negotiating with other guys. Yeah, so, and I've got my phone with me, so I'll show you this because this is fucking crazy. So, here is, this is my board game stats app. Ellie's going crazy. We played last night. Twilight Imperium. Oh, this is just 2025. We want all time. Number of players. There we go. So we've played 16 games of Twilight Imperium for a rough approximate playtime of 96 hours. But anyway, so this game, like, we've got lots of players, which is awesome. The amount of different factions, we've used every faction now that's in the game. Some of them have had a lot more plays than others. And we've played it that many times that everyone, knows. Yeah, it's about 6 hours of play, yeah. Everyone knows what they're doing. So the reason I show you that is because there's a new expansion. And so anytime there's new factions in that game, we just go absolutely ballistic. And we're talking about it. So we've played every New Year's Day for the last 6 or 7 years. Every New Year's Day is TI Day. So on New Year's Day, we all head over to Darren's place. We set up the table. We have some beers. We have some. We've had different things. You cooks up a barbecue, and we play TI, and it's just awesome. So yeah, we were just so excited that this year there's some new some new factions and some new crazy rules to play with. Good game. Now, I wouldn't recommend TI for novice players, but we're going to try and introduce some of our other mates to it on CanCon in a few months, sorry. When is it? It's about 2 months away, 2 and a bit months away. Okay, so let's talk about this model. What are we doing? Well, the reality is I don't really know at this point. It's just got so many different elements, and they're all quite unique elements. So what I'm trying to do at the moment, in a simple sort of way, is just build up values and have lots of different values on the piece, and then I want to use some airbrushing to add saturation and colour back in. Like, for example, this beard here is very, very washed out. So it's meant to be an orangey colour. But because we've got these highlights and then these dark bits, we'll be able to, in theory, airbrush some colour on that, and that'll pop the saturation up, but you'll still have the contrast. Same as here, this one's going to be a blonde one. This one will probably stay quite grey. Haven't done these two yet. So that's the next step. It will also smooth out some of these. So that's the first thing we're trying to do. The second thing we're trying to do is establish a consistent lighting. So the lighting is intended to be basically from the top down, which is why we've sort of got light going like this. So if you look at where I've placed the light on these guys, it's different for the different dwarves. And then I'm trying to add some interesting texture. It's a difficult piece to paint. I've actually never played Arkham Horror, can you believe? I've never played it. I've played the living card game, but I've never played the board game. I've been told it's quite good. Maybe I should try and find a copy. Yeah, so the newest expansion for TI has a game mode which probably will get played by about 1% of the playing population, but it's a full draft where you draft abilities and stuff. Looks awesome. But it might even be too much for us, actually. Yeah, so I have got a little bit of variation in the skin tones. So if you remember, we did Dungeon Friends recently, which was the adventuring party, and I did varied skin tones on those, and that was pretty good. But I feel like these guys, they've all got pretty similar lives, you know, so I don't feel like there would be huge variation, other than, you know, maybe Sleepy's got a little bit less sun than the rest of them. Maybe he's a bit paler. But yeah, I don't want to vary the skin tones too much, I don't think. G'day, Normana Man. Normana Man. Alright, let's do some colour for this shirt. What colour do we think for that shirt? Let's go dark red. Wine red. Things are well, mate. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful week. Mossy's out here vacuuming, which I'm sure is going very well for the audio quality. But no, it's a good time at the moment. Got a lot of fantastic games, a lot of fantastic models to paint. Job's going reasonably well. You know, just good times. Party monkeys. Lucas from Squidmar. I don't believe that I did. No. I obviously saw Albert's ridiculous piece. That doesn't sound fun. No, Mana Man. Yeah. Do that as well. What about that little colour? A little bit in there. Maybe we'll make that black actually. I don't think we need to mess around with that colour. Yeah, I started to enjoy the little guys a little bit. A little while back, the painting at least. Albert's was okay. You've got to try painting large stuff, mate. It's the best fun. It is the best fun painting big stuff like this. Let's get this guy here. It's blue. I'll have to go check out Lucas's piece. I love when he sculpts stuff. Alright, I want this to be black, I want this to be blue. Let's try this in blue, I reckon. I don't actually even think about it anymore, but I remember when I first started doing display stuff, I really didn't like resin. I was like, give me the metal and plastics, that's all I want. But nowadays, everything I do is resin pretty much. And when I have to paint a metal figure, I'm like, why? This is so heavy. This is so heavy right now. I think I prefer that in black, actually. Yeah. I'm glad you work out. I work out. Alright, I haven't done any of these yet, but it might be time to just put some contrast paints into the mix. Is it time to airbrush actually? Do I want to do some airbrushing? Interesting. Kind of trying to avoid airbrushing for a little while. Not a little while as in I don't want to do it. I was just trying to do other stuff on this project. Hello, time stop. I got passion in my pants and I ain't afraid to show it. I'm sexy and I know it. Orange brown, texture like sun. Yeah, I did him. He's fun. Cool model. Good dynamic pose. Pew pew pew. Gumbeat. Yeah, he's a lot of people's favourite X-Men. In my Tuesday night gaming group, he's both Darren and my favourite X-Men. And that is a sample size of 5 people, so 40% of everyone thinks Gambit is the best X-Man, and full stop. Throughout the night, no need to fight. Never a frown with golden brown. Later on. They're just little things now. I'm not sure what. So what color? What is this bit? What is it? Is he holding on to this guy's thing? Probably. So should be black. Yeah, is it a scarf? I don't know. It looks like that's what it is, but it could be something else. And then is this chest? Should I be making that skin coloured? Who's to say? But yes, we'll try that. Bum, 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 bum. That'll be chest, which will mean this will be chest. Just gonna. get excited for this new project. The models are winging their way towards us right now. Might even be something we take into the new year. We'll start. Yeah, it's the dinosaur diorama. Using the Aradia. Yeah, I'm very excited to paint them. Yeah, I've got a shelf that's actually dwindling. I haven't bought a lot of models recently, with the exception of this one for this project and board game stuff, of course. But yeah, the dinosaurs one is going to be great. So, if by Gurney you mean James Gurney, the artist, I don't have anything of his. But I do. Dinotopia is. I've watched the miniseries, loved it. Watched it a long time ago. It's actually on Amazon. I started rewatching it. Doesn't hold up that well. No, the next diorama is using the dinosaurs from Aradia, the Lost World Paititi, and that's going to be pretty cool, I think. See, I want to lean heavily into the lizard men aesthetic. Funnily enough, we were talking about the lizard men just before. They were my first army. He's a happy-go-lucky guy. Alright, I'm going to use some Inkintensity for this, I think. So that will be my leather. Which other Inkintensity do I want to play with? Inktense Oxide. maybe I'll use some of that. I'll definitely use my favourite orange fire. Naranja Fuego! What do we got here? Intense olive? No. Intense yellow. That might be interesting. Crimson? Yeah. Alright, let's try. And then I need a blue, don't I? Intense cyan. Sure. Alright. Hey Alexa, airbrush on. Okay. So this is Guilliman Flesh. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to splash a little bit around. The only way to learn is to mess things up. No mana man, so don't be afraid. No, this is not for a comp. I don't really paint for competition these days. It's just for fun. People keep telling me I should paint for competition. See if I've still got it. But I can tell you the answer. I don't still have it. Yeah, my enjoyment these days I derive from doing my crazy big dioramas, and that is enough for me. Yeah, it depends on the person, doesn't it? You know, I had a friend who seemed could only crank out a project when there was a time pressure involved. So I'm going to use some other colours here. So this is Intense Oxide. I don't know that I've ever used it. Maybe I have. Maybe I have not. Ooh, interesting. So the change that this airbrush makes to the colours You can have it be quite quick, or you can have it be quite gradual. So the approach I'm taking here is just slowly manipulating the colours. Alright. Now we're going to go for some Orange Fire Naranja Fuego. One of my most highly recommended airbrush colours is this colour, Game Air. I actually use it for a lot of different things. I use it to add warmth to skin. I use it to add nice notes to golds and orange hair. So we're going to try and hit this hair with this Naranja Fuego, and it should be pretty good. And so one of the things that happens with the airbrush is you get this overspray, right? And that's actually not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it is a bad thing. Sometimes you don't want to have overspray. And in that case, you know, you mask things off. But in this instance, what I'm looking for is to soften everything together and make it look harmonious. And so that's actually helped by just having a little bit of colour bleeding into other areas. Okay, that's cool. Now I want to use some blue. From my Inktense Cyan. Don't know how strong this colour is. I really don't think I've used this before at all. That's a bit strong. That might be too much. Let's see. That's quite strong. Yeah, all the dinos are resins. Yeah, so all shipped this week, or actually shipped last week, I think. Yeah, phone photos don't work for me that well usually. Mind you, my other photos don't work that well either. I might add a tiny little bit of black here. That's just to desaturate this colour. I want it to just be slightly darker than it is. patch there. That's cool. I have to paint that. Alright, I might just add a few little tinges of this blue elsewhere. Hello, Gone Beyond One. It's fine. Bit of a clean of the cup. The cup runneth over with airbrush colour. Alright, what other colours did I grab out? Crimson. Sure, let's try some crimson. Where are we going to put that actually? Some yellow. Alright. Seems fine. Maybe I'll make it green actually. Yeah, good question, Xtab. They're just little guys. They're just hanging out, being little guys. I don't really have any answers to your questions. They're cool guys. I sort of imagine them standing at the window, looking out at Snow White as she comes, wherever she's coming. Yes, it hasn't worked as quite as anticipated. That's fine. Smidge of this crimson, I reckon. Ooh, it's a bold colour. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some actual contrast paints over certain areas. I will use a little bit of my medium. Hey Alexa, airbrush off. I too want a macro lens for my camera. So let's go with this chestnut, intense chestnut, for some browns. That's one, and then I think we want some like wildwood. Where's me wildwood? Dark, dark, in the dark, dark. Whoa, 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 whoa. In the dark, dark. So with this colour, what are we looking to do here? This colour, I'm looking to hide these little guys a little bit more. More definition. Ixtab, what would you like me to sing, mate? Hi ho, it's off to work we go. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. Bit of a soft cop there. Maybe I can, yeah. Maybe we can do something better, bit better than that. What else have we got, Dano? What else have you got in the repertoire? Let's stick in the Disney theme. I wanna be where the people are. Wanna see 'em dancing, walking around on those, what do you call 'em? Feet, up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun. Wandering free, wish I could be part of that world. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's place. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. And just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things around you. What more are you looking for? Under the sea, boom, 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 under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter, take it from me. Up in the sun they slave away. We get the urge and start to play. I was actually in Copenhagen and I visited the Little Mermaid statue. So yes, I did know that the Little Mermaid was a Danish, which I think is cool. Thank you. Little Mermaid was actually the first DVD I ever bought. It's one of my favourite films. Ah. 3 times. What a shame. Under the sea, bum, 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 under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter, take it from me. Duke is the Duke of Soul, yeah. I loved Wicked, yes. I've seen Wicked 3 times. 3 times I saw it once at the Apollo Theatre in London, which was amazing. And I saw it a couple of times in Brisbane. Actually, Brisbane and Sydney, I think it was. Yeah. Wicked. Wicked. Where's me Gore Grunter? Gore Grunter. Thunder. 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 Thundercats. Oh. Gore Grunter. It's hidden from me. There it is. Alright, so what I might do now, in a second, I am just going to use my airbrush to do a matte varnish. Don't do this a lot these days, but because I've got so many little conflicting finishes. Yeah, absolutely, mate. It might help me just to understand where we're at. What are we linking here, mate? What are we looking at? Ah, good. Just do a little bit of work on this shirt. What colour? Let's use that crazy dead red that I bought the other day. Yeah, it's like a pinky colour. Let's try that out. Yeah, it's maybe too pink. Maybe too pink. Yeah, it's fine. We'll try it out. Kind of want to go and do a purple, really. 8:10. Yes, Ossie and I are off to the gym this morning, trying to make it a bit of a Sunday habit. And then I'm recording another session with Bra, another Kingdom Death, a couple of videos today with Bra and tennis. If you didn't see last week's video, it is up and released and available to watch if you're interested in Kingdom Death. No, same. So tennis and I with Bra will be the video that we record. We did a video together a few years ago when the Gambler's Chest released, which was sort of a holistic review of the Gambler's Chest. Talk about our experiences with it, and it was really great. I really enjoyed it. And so this one will kind of be like a retrospective. How do we feel about it now after whatever period of time it's been? Should be good, I think. Well, my feelings on the Gambler's Chest will obviously be very positive. No, I'm in Brisbane. It is 8:12 for me, 8:12 a.m. right now. Yeah, we don't do daylight savings here, which is good in some cases and bad in some cases, but since I've lived here my whole life, that's all I'm used to, which is good. Yeah, that looks much better with that in black. Let's just maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Add a bit of colour to this grey. Okay. I mean, I'm reasonably happy with how this is looking now. owls, man. Lucas loves his little owls. I don't know what to do with this beard. This beard's pissing me off. Let's do my airbrush. We'll do my airbrush and we'll see how it looks. Hey Alexa, airbrush on. Some ultra matte. So yeah, this is a thing that I used to do a lot more than I do. I don't feel like I need it as much these days. But when you have all of these reflective surfaces from the varying, types of finishes, the glossy, the more matte, it can trick your eyes into thinking that things are looking better or worse than they actually are. So I find that if I just do a bit of a matte varnish over all the various surfaces, just allows me to read what's happening a little better. The Duke is the Duke of Soul. Alexa, airbrush off. It is, yes, it is. And Alfonso Giraldez talks about using the finish of the paints to help your paint job, which I think is great, and I like to do that. But at the end of pretty much every paint job, I use a varnish for protection. So there's almost no point in me doing that, and that's just to try and help them with the travel. And that's it. As this is obviously quite boring for most people, I'm sure. This is some pretty fine detail stuff that I'm trying to do. SPIRA. It's about as interesting as watching paint dry, which funnily enough is literally what we are doing. Enjoy. I will be finishing up probably in about 5 minutes or so I can get ready for the gym before I record my video with Bra. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good response to the video. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's actually something he said the first time I've ever ranked the expansions in any real way. So that was fun. Yeah, most of my sort of Kingdom Death content actually is painting little toys or just playing campaigns. I've never actually sort of done any content that was just like talking about it for my own channel at any rate. But yeah, maybe my plan is to do some stuff this year, next year, coming year, and record a review video, maybe even later today with Mossy's help. So the stuff that I'm doing right now is very, very what we're looking at is a very macro version of what I'm doing because of the zoom. But if we zoom out a little, which we will momentarily, you should see that it's not too bad in terms of what it's doing for the piece. So it's got just a little bit too much blue in there. Thanks, One No Random, for the subscription. Maybe I will zoom out in a second so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, people who've been watching me paint for a while would know that all these little scratches and textures and stuff, I like it. I think it adds character. Nuance. Visual interest. Good things to focus on. Very good things to focus on. Hey, one day random. I am planning on doing that. Yes, probably won't happen this year. The I was saying a little earlier in the stream that the the recording of a full campaign game takes a lot. Takes a lot out of me, a lot of effort, a lot of time. And so I try to not do them too frequently, too close together. Yeah, just like to spread them out a bit and what have you. So the next one of those I'll probably do a bit early in the new year. I've got a lot of cool games coming. So Grim Coven, which is not like a campaign game, it's just a one-off boss battler, which I'm excited about. Euthia, same sort of deal, just a one-off game. That the expansion's coming for that. What else have I got coming? I got Tanglewoods coming soon. I literally just finished the Earthborn Rangers Legacy of the Ancestors campaign, which was fun. But yeah, I do plan on doing a playthrough of Kingdoms Fall On. Painted all the models. Is that something you're interested in watching, is it? Okay. Alright, I am finishing up for the day. Feel like we've made some good progress on this project. It does look complex and long, and I'm excited to get into it. Yes, thank you all for coming along and watching. I think this project is getting close to finished, probably. Vast difference from the start of the stream to the end of the stream, thanks to all the airbrushing that we did. I think it's switched this up to feeling a lot more progressed than it was at the start. But yeah, I'll zoom in again so you can have a bit of a zoomy look. Yeah, looking forward to finishing this off, and then what are we doing next? Yeah, maybe dinosaurs. Maybe we'll start some dinosaurs. Nucleope will probably arrive soon, so I'll do that. I got this little guy ready to paint, which just in keeping for Halloween. It's Brave and Hollow, the little Halloween release from last year with a little pumpkin. So maybe we'll paint that. But yeah, we'll see. But tomorrow night I'll be streaming board games on my Board Games YouTube channel, so feel free to join me then. It'll probably Senjutsu, Battle for Japan. Maybe, I don't know. But that's it. I'll catch you all again soon. Big out.